welcome to the graduation ceremony for Alma's class of 2029. It's a special day for a number of reasons. Not only because of this graduation. As many of you may have heard, just yesterday, President Biden signed legislation that designates June 19th, Juneteenth, as a nationwide federal holiday. And yeah, that's right. Now, Juneteenth began in Galveston, Texas, as a celebration of the end of slavery following the Emancipation Proclamation. And it grew into a recognized event in black communities in many regions. And it was important then, as it remains now, to collectively remember the horrors of slavery and its concurrent ideology of white supremacy, the continued traumatic effects that these have had on black Americans and on our society as a whole. Juneteenth is also important as a celebration, not only of liberty, but of the triumph of the human experience and of the brilliance and joy and important contributions of black Americans to our society. In the words of one historian, the purpose of Juneteenth is to celebrate, educate, and to agitate. Now, that's where I'm going to get to you all. When I look out on our stunning graduates of the class of 2029, my hope is that you leave here tonight and leave Alma feeling celebrated, of course educated, and yes, also agitated. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. You see, I hope you feel celebrated because you have already accomplished so much. We've asked you to hold yourself to the highest standards every single day. You've read hundreds of texts and books. You've written countless essays. You've produced beautiful work that many people here have seen and learned from. All of the adults here are amazed by the work that you've done. And we are so eager to see the work that you're going to do in high school, in college, and beyond. We will be cheering you on as you start high school. And when it gets tough in the coming years, and it will, know that we are here for you, that we believe in you, and that we support you. So you are celebrated. We also want you to feel truly educated. You have a wealth of knowledge about the world that most people around the globe have never had the opportunity to gain. What's more, you know a lot about yourself, who you are as a scholar, as a leader, and as a human being. And you know that being educated means that you are just as curious about the world now as when you started kindergarten. The difference now is that you've already opened the door to learning about 1,000 topics. Keep those doors open. Stay curious. Stay hungry for learning. That's what being educated is about. The purpose of Juneteenth is also to agitate. And you know what? I hope that all of you also stay agitated in your own way. You've studied many people who, individually and collectively, have worked to make the world more just, more equitable, and more conducive to human thriving. All of those individuals and groups started with a restlessness and, yes, an agitation that things can and should be better. But they didn't let that agitation eat them up. Quite the opposite. They used that agitation as fuel that, when combined with knowledge, powered their efforts to change the world for the better. You are coming of age at a time when our planet is literally imperiled by man-made climate change, when democracy is under siege at home and abroad, and where, I hate to say it, but the next pandemic is just a matter of when and not if. The next generation beyond you is already counting on you to agitate and not be complacent. Think about the kind of world that you want the next generation to be living in and find ways to act no matter how small so that you'll be able to look those young guys in the eye when you're an old guy like me. So, as we recognize this milestone today, as well as Juneteenth, know that you are celebrated, you are educated but never done learning, and that you need to stay agitated. I know it's been a tough year, especially for adolescents, but you carry with you years of hard-won knowledge and an understanding of who you are and unbreakable bonds with the adults here and with your peers. We will lift you up always. The future needs you, and I have no doubt that you will answer its call. And now, it's my honor to introduce your choice for faculty speaker.